How y'all doing? Welcome back to Dudes Can Cook. This is a special video for a friend of mine named Miles, who I work with. We were out on the road a couple weeks ago, and he had seen a couple of my videos and asked me how I make gravy, like biscuits and gravy. So it's pretty simple, but we're going to do that today, show you how I make my biscuits and gravy, and it's a bacon gravy, not a sausage gravy. So hopefully y'all enjoy it. And this also goes out to Lupe. I know she's been itching for me to put out another video. So here we go. And Lupe, soon, Lupe, very soon. Just keep that in your mind. All right, let's get on with it. Okay, so Chris, what do you put into your bacon gravy? That's what they all want to know, right? So obviously we're going to need a package of bacon. I'm going to cook that up first. I'm going to need some flour. Always keep some flour on hand. Some salt. Some pepper. And that's pretty much it. Oh, and, sorry about that, some whole milk. You could use half and half if you wanted to. But I think whole milk is more than enough. I think, half and half is kind of just over the top. And I'm going to cheat a little bit today. I'm just going to use some packaged biscuits because the purpose of this video mostly was to show how I make my gravy. Super simple. If you follow what I do, it'll come out the same every time. My mom taught me how to make gravy. This is how she made it. So stay tuned and we'll get on with it. All right, we got ourselves a nice warm pan. So first thing we're going to do is cook up this bacon so we can get the bacon fat we want. I'm using this particular pan because some people might say, why don't you use a cast iron pan or something like that? I like this pan because it's nice and deep, and I can make a good quantity of gravy if I'm feeding a lot of people. So pretty much that's why I choose this pan. And it's an older one. Excuse me, it's an older one, so it will it's not as Teflon as it used to be, so I'd still get all the bits to stick at the bottom that I can scrape up into the gravy. And I'll just cook this whole package of bacon up. I'll take all the grease out and then add it back in as needed for what I need for the gravy. So with that, we'll come back when this part's done. All right, so we're just about done with our bacon. Got my last two pieces in there. You can see how much grease I've accumulated. So once these two pieces are cooked, I'll pull out all the grease and then just add what I need back in for the gravy. You'll see that in a minute. Okay, I've got all my grease out. Now I'm going to put it back on the heat. I'm going to add a little bit of grease back in, and then I'm going to add my flour. About a teaspoon and a half. And I might have to add a little more grease, but right now I just kind of want to work this in to the whole thing. And what I'm looking for is a nice thick paste. So like right now it's way too thin. And I'm making a mess because it's taking all that stuff off the bottom. Actually probably better off the spoon. But I just want to cook up some of that flour too. I'm going to probably need some more flour for this, so I'm going to pull off the heat for just a sec. So it looks about, maybe I'll have like two tablespoons of flour in here. It's all said and done. What I want is a real heavy consistency. Like right now, it's still a little loose. So if I was to get my milk in there, eventually my gravy would break or separate. So I'm almost at where I want to be. I want a little more flour than that. Probably end up making a little more than I wanted to this time because I just put a little too much grease in, but we'll just add more milk and make a bigger batch. But see how it's starting to look a little chunky? That's kind of the consistency we're looking for. If you get it like that, it's not going to break when you put your milk in or separate. You don't have like a greasy gravy. You have a nice consistent gravy. So we've got all of our, it looks pretty good now. I'm going to add some milk in. And I might do this more than once. But now I need to start working that flour in, breaking up those chunks. And this is a good time to add your salt and pepper. You really want to work that so you don't get lumps in there. Like Miles was asking me, how do I get rid of my lumps? I work the shit out of my gravy. That's how I get rid of my lumps. We're going to need more milk. I'm going to add a lot more milk to this, actually. Maybe even a little more than that. And I'm just going to get in there and work it. I think a whisk works the best as far as breaking up those lumps. You could use a fork, I guess, if you had a cast iron pan. It's pretty broke up. I'm going to add a little bit of salt to it now. And some pepper. I love lots of pepper in my gravy. We're going to get quite a bit of pepper in there. You can do whatever you want, but I like a lot of pepper in my gravy. And I'm just going to work that in. And as it heats up, it's going to thicken up. I can actually probably add a little bit more milk than that. Which I don't mind because I'll just heat some up later. Just have some, because I'll have like 5 biscuits. I'm not going to eat 5 biscuits in one sitting. So we'll get it to where I think I like the consistency. See, it's nice and smooth now. You don't have any more lumps. Now we're just gonna continue to cook it till it thickens up, and it won't take long. And as it starts to thicken, I'll probably pull it off the heat for a little bit. I need to get my biscuits going. I'll probably let that sit for a second while I get my biscuits going. And we'll come back in. It's starting to thicken up a little bit. I'm taking a taste test right now. Seeing where I'm at, spice-wise. And I'm thinking I can use just a little more salt in that. And a lot more pepper for me. And what I do a lot of times, I'm not going to do it today, but since I cook up a whole batch, if it's just maybe a couple people eating it, I'll take some of that bacon and chop it up and throw it back into the gravy. But it's just me, so I'll save the rest of that bacon for something else, like a BLT tomorrow or something. And now it's starting to thicken up. I like that right there. So I'm just going to turn the heat off of it for now, and then this pan, I'm going to get it out, and I'm going to take I took that pan out, put a little bit of bacon grease in it, and that's what I'm going to do. I need to get this off the heat. That's what I'm going to do my, let's see it there. I'll cook my eggs in that bacon grease. You'll love it. Just a little bit of grease. You don't need very much. But I won't start the eggs until I get, I'm going to taste this one more time. Until I get my biscuits out. Biscuits are cooking right now. Yeah, that's good. Good seasoning right there. So we'll come back. All right, guys. And there we have it. Homemade biscuits and gravy. I'll sit down and eat this and let you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Tune in. Dudes Can Cook. Subscribe. Say hi. Like the page. You know the drill. See you next time.